Okay.
All right, going to the National League, everybody. The National League is the fun league. I think we should start with the National League East. Again, as Todd is in the National League East, I'm going to throw it over to Todd and say, Todd, take it away.
So this is going to be shocking for everybody involved, but I predict the Miami Marlins to finish last.
Oh my gosh. I need to have a coffee break. I'm so shocked.
I think that we need to take a pause to Dad's point.
Did they even spend money?
I have an answer for you on that. You have found the lowest payroll team in Major League Baseball. Lower than the A's, lower than the White Sox. They've come in with $48 million spent on this Miami team.
Tampa's traditionally low.
Yeah, I think the combined baseball expenditure in Florida is $10 and a bowl of hot dogs.
It's pretty bad when you're 10 millions lower than Oakland and you're 10 or Sacramento.
Yeah.
And you're
so listen, the undisputed number one team in the National League East is the number one team in all of baseball, and that's the Mets. This isn't even a debate. Every expert agrees. No one even disputes this ever. It's written in fortune cookies in Chinese food restaurants. With the signing of Juan Soto.
Did you take speech from Trump?
I did.
This is unbelievable.
It's the best thing you've ever.
And never in the history of mankind has this been seen before.
Right. So listen, making Clay Holmes a starter is a genius move. We have the best GM in all of history. We've got a guy named Griffin Canning who's going to be pitching. I think that Juan Soto and Pete Alonso combine for 95 home runs.
That would be helpful.
Combine.
They're going to need them.
And then Lindor, Vientos combine for 80 home runs. So you have 175 home runs from four guys. Okay?
I'm going to mark this one down.
Mark it down. 175 home runs from four guys. And that doesn't even count the rest of the players. I think that what other prediction can I make? Oh yeah. Kodai Senga winning 20 games this year and the Cy Young. It's going to be dominant. If you pure dominance, Juan Soto MVP, Kodai Senga Cy Young. Nobody's going to know what hit him. In second place, the Braves are going to crawl around and cry to half a stadium like they always do because they can never sell out. And so they're going to try to, I want to be the top spot. You're not. You're losers. Phillies are going to be in third, and they're all going to cry because they don't have enough shampoo for all the hair oil they have floating around with Brandon Marsh. And
that is quite a bit.
He doesn't use it.
Who's their opening batter? Schumacher? What's his name? He runs like Super Mario and Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Anyway,
Kyle Schwarber.
Yes. Yeah.
They're done. That's 187 and hit 40 home runs.
They're all old. Trey Turner can't slide anymore. They're washed up.
Best slider.
The Washington Nationals are in fourth, and then the Miami Marlins for bowl of gumballs are in last. So,
well, the good thing is, as the Mets insider, he's certainly excited about the Mets season.
I'm Jack. Let's go.
Mets number 1. He has the Braves number 2. He has the Phillies number 3. I would say you don't think the Nationals or Marlins are worth the darn this year.
No, but it'll be fun.
This is, again, I go back to the scheduling. This would be really great if we could have these divisions play each other a lot more, because I think you'd find out a lot more about which of the 3 teams on the top are the best. Because, again, schedules, all that fun stuff. So, Dad, over to you. You got his 5.
Do you know, in the story of Don Quixote, the way they wiped him out is they made him look into the mirror and see reality. Todd, I am your mirror. The Phillies and the Braves have better teams than the Mets. The Mets' loss of starting pitching is going to really hurt them over a 162-game season. So The team that's going to win it is the team that probably should have won it last year, except for a ton of injuries, and that's the Braves. I don't like the Braves, but they just ooze with talent everywhere. And the Phillies, just because they got more players, good players, are going to finish second. The Mets will be a very good team and playoff worthy. They could make the playoffs finishing third. The other two, it's quite an interesting league where the Washington Nationals are not predicted to be last.
Yes, that's true.
They're in fourth ahead of Miami. But those bottom two, the other three teams have got to just load up on wins on the bottom two for their playoff eligibility, because that's where they got to make some cash, because they'll beat each other up, the three of them.
You cannot lose to the Marlins in this division. You cannot lose to the Nationals. I agree with you. If you take a loss to those teams and you're trying to
mathematically eliminate,
yeah, you're trying to make it anywhere. I think the top three teams again easily could all make the playoffs. I think two of them get in. I think the third place team is out, sadly. And what I have right now is I have the Phillies number one. I have the Braves and Mets fighting it out, and the Braves winning this one. Barely. So I have the Mets 3, I have the Nationals 4, and the Marlins 5, which I think the bottom two is not as interesting as it's not as interesting as Oakland and the Angels, because the Nationals and Marlins both have spent a similar amount of money this year. If you're looking at your BadderSports dollar bills, as I always do, the Nationals spent some money. They're net $98 million, and the Miami Marlins are $48 million. So $98 million is quite a bit to be in the not relevant team. Now, the Mets and the Braves and the Phillies, the Mets and Phillies are the top two, and the Braves are not too shabby at $206 million. So there's a lot of money up there in the top three. And all three of them want to win. And so this would be a great race to watch. I could see this all being within 5-6 games of each other, those top three. So if the Mets win it, wouldn't shock me. If the Braves finish third, wouldn't shock me. Phillies finish third and they're out. That wouldn't surprise me either. I think overall, this is one that I just kind of rolled the dice. I don't feel great about, like, if you looking back at Todd's picks, and I was like, the Phillies, Mets, Braves. I mean, everyone loves the Braves. Dad, you like the Braves. Everything I read is Braves.
It's almost
Braves,
too
Braves.
good, right?
I just don't. I don't totally buy that the Braves are just going to run away with it, because I'm telling you, I just think the Phillies and the Mets, this is going to be a dog fight to the end. Those three teams are going to fight.
Do you know how shortly after the United States was formed, they tried to tax whiskey, and there was the Whiskey Rebellion, and George Washington had to go out to Western Pennsylvania and settle things down? If the Mets do not make the playoffs, it's going to make the Whiskey Rebellion look like a picnic. You will need to resurrect the dead George Washington and bring him into New York to calm things down. The Mets have to make the playoffs.
So the second team I have on my Vlad Guerrero Jr. list is the Mets. I have the Mets getting Vlad Guerrero Jr. towards the end of the season to give them that push. If they get Vlad Guerrero Jr., I do see them beating the Braves. And I see the Braves on the outside looking in. However, that's a big if, because I think again, the Phillies could be out and the Braves and Mets could be in. Those three teams.
So who did you have in third?
I had the Mets at third.
Okay.
I had Phillies, Braves, Mets. You had Braves, Phillies, Mets. Todd has Mets, Braves, then Phillies.
And it's sad that you guys have both decided to betray me.
I didn't say who I'm cheering for. I'm just telling you, left brain. You got to go with the left brain.
Yeah, well, the left brain ain't right.
We'll see.
We definitely.
I hope it's wrong.